dad was really concerned with preventing child rape as a kid. We had a lot of weekend seminars in the backyard with me and my siblings. We'd all put our hands in like a fucking soccer team. But the weird part is my dad would just be like, get in the starting position. I mean, what the fuck? What does that even mean? So I went through my whole life thinking every rape scenario was going to start off in Greco-Roman wrestling, you know? Like some guy would pop out of an alley and be like, get in the starting position. And it's not very good defensively. Because immediately I'm just like, oh, fuck, all right. You know, put your arm right here and, you know, I'll swivel out, you know. But he sat me down when I was a kid, right? And he's like, this is serious. He's like, if anybody comes up to you and tries to steal you or do anything to you, you tell them you're not my daddy and you start running and screaming. So that's what I did as a kid. Grew up my whole life as a grown man. I still have that philosophy, right? So I realized that my father had instilled an over-heightened sense of fear of rape in me. So I realized that this has inhibited me, if that's a word, from doing things, right? Like for instance, I couldn't be a Boy Scout, but thank you, Pops, for not letting me be Boy Scout, because now that I'm a 30-year-old man and I meet the type of people that brag about how far they got in the Boy Scouts, I'm like, poor guy, you know, everybody handles their trauma different, you know. So, but what I envision is that I would be working really hard to get my wilderness badge, right? And I go on these forest retreats, but the problem is camp counselor Steve is over in the corner bending his penis in various objects and trying to get me to give him a hand job. And then I go home and my mom's like, honey, how'd it go? I'm like, well, Mom, you know, it was okay. It was kind of hard to concentrate, you know. Camp counselor Steve was over in the corner talking about giving him hand jobs. Mom, I don't even know what the fucking hand job is. I can't have a job. I'm not old enough to work, you know? So I realized that this over-heightened sense of fear followed me through my life, right? So now I'm trying to seek religion, and I'm still not a very religious man to this day, even though I do got a fucking sweet kufi coming in the mail. Pretty excited for Kwanzaa too, you know? But, so anyway, that means that I couldn't be an altar boy, right? Naturally. You know, it'd be hard to be in the confessional, sitting, atoning for my sins. You know, Father, forgive me, for I have sinned, I have coveted my neighbor's toy. You know what I mean? And the whole time, the priest would be leaning over, he'd be like, did you like that? I was like, no, that's why I'm fucking here, man. I'm like, no, I don't like that. You know what I mean? So, long story short, the priest uses rosary as an anal beads, and I gotta fucking pull him and kickstart him like a gas lawnmower, you know what I mean? To get him going. Anyway, I go home. My mom and dad are like, how'd it go? How was your first fucking week in catechism? I'm like, well, Mom, it's kind of fucking hard to concentrate when the priest is chasing me around the church like a fucking Scooby-Doo skit, and I keep telling him what you told me to say. You're not my daddy. But he just calmly looked me in the eye and said, yes, son, I am your father. And he just kept chasing me around. It was like that Scooby-Doo skit. Right? So progressing, I couldn't join a fraternity, clearly. There's way too much sodomy that goes on in fraternities for my liking, right? I remember when Penn State came out, right? And all that crazy shit was happening. And then the suits and ties got up there, and they're like, it's just a little hazing. So they called it a little hazing. I was like, put a different name on it, but it's still getting gay with the boys. You know what I mean? I can't fucking... Fraternities are off limits, you know? Could you imagine if Chet, Kyle, Tyler, all these white dudes start drinking White Claws and then try to put shit up my ass? It's just not the thing. It's like, I don't care about your initiation rituals. I'm not going to do it, right? So anyway, I go home on the weekend. If you see the pattern here, my mom's like, how's it going? Well, Mom, it's really tough to concentrate on school when I'm fucking constantly dodging anal rape, right? And that's my bit. I got like 40 seconds left. So this is a true story. I was in Teen Challenge and I was laying there having pillow talk with my cellie before bed, my roommate, you know? And his name is Pete, and he looks at me and he's like, Eric, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what's up, dude? He's like, I used to like to beat hookers. And verbatim, I thought about it, I was like, before or after, Pete? You know what I mean? Like, did you do it before, or was it after? Or are you just weird and do it during? right? Let's see, I saw a morbidly obese man in a 5K shirt the other day, and I thought to myself, okay, we get it, you walked once. You know what I mean? Thank you.